What's up, you guys? Welcome to my channel. I'm Natasha Weston. In today's video, I'm going to be revealing why I decided to pick up and relocate to Dallas, Texas in 2021. So if this is something that you are interested in hearing and learning about, make sure you stay tuned because this is the first part of a series that I'm going to be doing on relocating, especially if you are a single parent, a single mama, because that's what I am. So if you are interested, again, make sure you stay tuned, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell. Let's go. What's up, y'all? Welcome to my channel. Before we dive into today's video, because I know y'all are excited, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you do not miss any upcoming uploads, because it's about to get lit. As you can tell from the title of today's video, we're moving to Dallas, Texas in the spring of 2021, and the news is out now. I actually just revealed the city today. And so I know I'm going to get a lot of questions. I've already started getting a lot of questions, which is what I wanted to happen. And so in today's video, I want to share with you guys the number one question that I knew I was going to get, and that is why Dallas and why the move. So I wrote down some notes just so that I don't miss any points, and then I probably still will. The exciting part is that this is the first video of a 5 or 6 part Move With Me series, where the reason why I'm even bringing you guys on this journey is really for my single mamas who have thought about moving to another city or state and just have some questions or may not know someone that has done it before. And I first want to say this, that if this is something that you want to do, it is totally attainable. It's totally possible. Take it from me. If you guys know anything about my story, I am kind of like the queen of starting over, but I haven't started over in a long time. The last 2 to 3 years have been very cushy for me. And 2020 has, I guess I'll say the last 6 months has been a lot of pivoting, a lot of changing with COVID, obviously, and not having my 9 to 5 to fall on anymore. I had to, get in there and really make things happen. And so if I could do it, you guys could definitely do it. But I want to give you guys all of this process and journey from obviously my perspective, and hopefully it will help you guys who are interested. So in this video, again, I want to cover why the move, and I'll probably reference Dallas because that's obviously where we are moving to. So first and foremost, we are moving because it was just time. And y'all may think I'm crazy, but I actually received very specific instruction from God about this move. I had started thinking about relocating in general about 2 years ago, but I had LA on my mind. But the thing about moving to LA, especially when you have a child, is that it's so far. Obviously, it's all the way across the country. And 2, it's really challenging, right? And so LA was something, it's a dream place to live, obviously, but it was not ideal for me to move there having a small child at that. So I kind of just put moving out of my forefront, the forefront of my brain, and I just kept living, right? Well, last year I started thinking about it again, but I had my really good job and I was like, oh, I'm not going to leave my job to move. Things are really good here. And it wasn't until the top of 2020 that I kept thinking about it, and I kept thinking about it, and I kept thinking about it. And I obviously started praying about it because I feel like whenever you keep thinking about something, that's 9 times out of 10 a sign that you should move in that direction. So, keep in mind, this was just a general, I want to relocate, I want a fresh start. Let me give you guys just a little back history, and I plan on going into this a lot more deeper later, but let me just kind of give you a rough idea of what has happened in the last, really since Tyler was born. So my mom and I have been living together since Tyler was born, and he was born in Greenville, South Carolina. Not long after Tyler was born, my grandmother started to get really sick. She would come up to Greenville. My mom would take really good care of her. She would go back home to Charleston, which is where we live now. And she eventually got really sick, and my mom wanted to move closer to her. So we packed up everything and moved to Charleston. So I had no intent on moving back to Charleston originally. that's just kind of what happened because I had a newborn and I had no family upstate South Carolina. Being here really was not something that I planned to do. But those were just the cards I was dealt. And I've done really well in Charleston for the most part. And being a business owner, and my business is mostly online, there's some flexibility there. So I say all of that to say my mom and I have lived together for the past 7 years. And it has worked to our benefit because we had a plan all along. We knew eventually we would be splitting, but we had a goal in mind, which we're actually going to get into because I have her coming on my podcast at the top of the year. And we're going to kind of get into where we were then and where we are now and why now is the time for us to make this transition. So again, the reason why we're moving and why now is the time is just because it was just time. And I received direct instruction from God. So back to that point, Dallas kept dropping. Like I just kept seeing signs and like I just kept thinking about Dallas. And I'm like, Lord, like I don't know that much about Dallas. This was the beginning of the year. I don't know that much about Dallas. I don't know that much about Dallas. And he just kept saying, but I do. That's where you need to be. That's where you need to plant your next seeds at. And I just kind of like, was like, okay. And I kid you guys not, all year, I have gotten nothing but signs pointing me to Dallas. Nothing but signs pointing me to Dallas. But it wasn't until I made up my mind to say, okay, that's where we're going. That's what we're doing, that the doors started to open. So, of course, I did a whole lot of research. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. And one thing that I did learn was that it was smart to get a realtor, or they called some of them locators. But they're basically realtors who live in a city you're trying to move to, and you tell them what you're looking for. So I sat down with a realtor, we talked about it, and it was at that point she started to guide me through the process of actually making the move. So again, I made up my mind earlier in 2020, but it was not until a month ago that I told my friends first, and then I started telling my siblings, and then my mom, and like, people like really close to me. And it was refreshing because the people that I told, like my close friends and family, they were so excited for me and I was not expecting it. And that was another sign that I was making the right decision. Everybody was like, you're going to do so well there. They were really supportive. They were like, you're going to do so well in Dallas. This is going to be really great for you. I think it's time. Because, they all knew the last, 7 years. And so that was another sign, obviously. So that was the first why, I guess, as to why we're moving to Dallas. The second reason why the move is because I'm 32, y'all. And it's time that I actually build a life for Tyler and I. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe I'll get married one day. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But nonetheless, I'm 32. And I wanted to live in a place that was growing. A place that had a little bit of both sides of what I wanted. I don't know if it's just me getting older, but I kind of like nature now. And so Dallas actually has lots of lakes, surrounding lakes. And so if we don't want city life one week, we could always go to a lake. It's still a way for me to get the city and country life, if that makes any sense. I eventually want to build a house in Dallas. I just think it's a great place to raise a family. The third, and probably one of the most asked questions, or response to the questions I'm being asked, is that the cost of living in Dallas is amazing. The opportunities there for my business, for me to network, for me to meet other influencers and entrepreneurs. The opportunities for Tyler there are really amazing. And let's not even talk about the school districts, particularly in the city that we're actually moving to within Dallas. It's just really amazing. There's no state tax. Which that was amazing to find out. Of course, there are pros and cons to moving to Dallas, but for the most part, the pros definitely outweighed the cons for me. So again, the cost of living, the opportunities for Tyler's education, the opportunities for my business growth, and the opportunity for me to really plant a seed there to eventually build a house and to really just start a new life are endless. So, I wanted to share with you guys, those are just 3 main reasons why the move, but I am so excited about it. I can hardly wait. And the beautiful thing is I didn't rush into this move. As you guys just heard, I've decided most of the year that I was going to do it. And then once I actually made the decision, things just started to line up for me. You know, I do anticipate bumps and bruises. That's just with anything. But I am prepared for it. There's no turning back. This is what we're doing, and we are moving into spring. And so, like I said, I'll be bringing you guys on this journey with me. And again, and I keep emphasizing the importance of, if you are a single mother and you need to move or you want to move, if that's a desire of yours, please use this series as a testament that it can be done. But really, things don't start to move until you make up your mind. Things didn't move for me until I said, we are moving to Dallas. And I actually, even though I couldn't physically see how it was going to happen, I started to make the steps. I started to put one foot in front of the other. And when you do that, the doors have no choice but to open. So make up your mind. You know, obviously pray about it. That's the most important thing. And that's why I'm so confident in what we're doing and the decision that I made. Tyler is over the moon excited, and he just can't stop telling everybody about it, which is why I eventually had to tell you guys, because he couldn't hold it. And I'm going out there in a couple of weeks and I'm going to be vlogging. So I obviously had to tell you. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope you guys are just as excited about the upcoming series as I am. Don't forget again to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell. Make sure in the comment section below, leave your questions that you have about moving. It doesn't have to be to Dallas. But if you have particular specific questions for me about my journey that you believe will be helpful to you, drop it down in the comments. Do not be afraid. Drop it down in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to answer the question in the upcoming series. I'm super excited about this move. This is a new chapter, a new journey that I know is going to be beneficial, not just to me, but to you as well. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I'll holla.